Hi, and welcome to our unboxing video for the Star S4 N9500. This is a Chinese imported phone, and it's meant to be basically an exact clone of latest and very popular Samsung Galaxy S4. So here's the box, and looks nice and pretty, all white. So let's spin the box around and have a look on the back. And as you can see, there's a quite comprehensive list of all the specs of the S4 9500 on the back here, and we're just going to zoom in quickly and have a closer look. So to start with, like many Chinese phones, it runs the MTK MT6589 chipset, which includes a quad-core CPU running at 1.2 GHz. It also has 1 GB of RAM, an 8 GB ROM, that's the internal SD card. It's got a 5-inch HD screen, which is running IPS technology, and it's got a 720p resolution. It's got two cameras, so the main back-facing camera has got a 12.6 megapixel resolution, and the front-facing camera, in actual fact, the information here is incorrect. It's got an 8 megapixel sensor on it. Of course, the phone is 3G capable, and it's compatible with frequencies on 2100 MHz and 850 MHz. It's also got normal GSM 2G capability. It's got a 9mm thick body, a 2100 mAh lithium-ion battery. It's running Android, and it's running Android version 4.2.1. Of course, it's got GPS capability and assisted GPS. It's got Wi-Fi, and it's obviously got all the normal sensors you expect in a modern smartphone. So light sensor, gravity sensor, proximity sensor for holding the phone up to your ear, and multi-language support, including, of course, English. So without further ado, let's crack open this box and see what exactly we've got inside. Now, just a quick note on the box, it's more like the S3 box than the S4 box, which is actually a wood box. But nevertheless, I'll just put that to the side for a minute, and we'll open up the rest of the box and see what's inside. So, taking off this bit here, there's a sort of cardboard insert for the phone to rest upon. And let's see what else we've got. This looks like to be a protective case. So let me just make some room. In fact, it seems to be two protective cases. So let me just bring it into the picture for you. One's inserted inside the other. This is the back cover. It's a sort of plastic shell. And we've also got the flip case that attaches to the back of the phone as a battery cover and has this protective flip front cover as well. All looks pretty smart and nice. What else we've got here is the EU charger and USB charger. So it's just got a standard EU power socket, power plug, and a USB port in the back. So you can use the detachable USB cable to charge, and here it is. So we can charge from the computer or from the power supply. We've also got a nice pair of white earbud headphones. I'm not sure they're going to sound very good, but they're included nevertheless, and it's got a little bit of a remote control or something there, and a clip. We also have two batteries, and you'll note that the batteries are coloured very much like the official Samsung batteries for the Galaxy S2, S3, S4. We've got an instruction manual for Android there. Seems to be printed in English. And let's just go back and look at these batteries again quickly. So, as you can see, as promised on the box, it is 2100 mAh capacity. Let's have to wait and see how long it actually lasts for real world usage. And here's the phone itself. So, it's got a nice screen protector already applied, which seems to have lots of little instructions and labels on it, telling you what each socket and each button actually does. And here's a label for the 5-inch HD 720p screen. Turning it around to the back, we've got a nice back cover. Again, we've got the camera, the flash, headphone socket. We've got a sticker here giving you instructions how to remove the back cover. And it just feels quite nice. We've got the speaker on the front here. This is the earpiece. Again, let me just show you the headphone socket. It feels really good in the hand. We've got power button on the right hand side, the USB socket on the bottom, and the volume key on the left hand side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera and zoom in and show you all these details about the actual form factor in a bit more detail later on. But let me just take off the back cover. So it's made out of plastic, and inside what we'll find is we've got 2 SIM card slots, because this is a Chinese phone. Quite often they come with dual SIM capability. And it's also got a micro SD card slot, which is of course very useful, and the speakers there on the back. And in fact, I'll tell you what, let's slot in the battery and see if we can turn it on and see whether it comes up okay. So I'm actually going to use the flip case now, which is sort of integrated into the battery cover, just to show you how that works. So you just clip it on as though it were a normal back cover, battery cover, and now your phone has got this integrated protective flip case on it. And it doesn't really add anything to the thickness. It's quite easy to open and close to use the phone. So let's turn it on and see how we get on. I'm just going to hold down the power key, which is on the right hand side, and we get a nice Android logo. It actually looks like a honeycomb logo there, but of course, as you know, this phone is running Android Jelly Bean. And it's just going to take a little while for the phone to boot up for the very first time. So we're going to be running through the Android animation slowly, waiting for the operating system to fully load. But as I say, it looks great. This 5-inch screen, it's not 1080p resolution, it's only 720p, but it looks pretty sharp. Phone's fairly heavy in the hands, but nothing abnormal for such a large 5-inch display. And here we are, booted up already into Android Jelly Bean. Let's just unlock it and have a look. So I'm going to go into the system settings, just close down these notifications, and in settings we should be able to see that we're running Android version 4.2.1, which is of course Android Jelly Bean. There's the other information. And so here's your phone. It looks to be running a pretty stock version of Jelly Bean, which is nice. No additional add-ons or bloat, so I'll just turn it off and wait for it to shut down, and then we can pack everything back away to see how it all fits back into the box again. So, of course, we've got those accessories. Remember, we've got the power supply, the USB cable, and the headphones, and the 2 batteries that it came with, which is really useful to have a spare, and the instruction manual, of course. We've got the 2 cases, so we've got the flip case, which is a sort of integrated battery back cover. And we've also got the hard plastic shell, which protects that itself from scratches. These all fit inside. Then we plop this little cardboard divider on top, and the foam insert, or the sort of foam lining for the phone itself, which looks great with the flip cover on. I'm just going to slip it inside this plastic bag, and the phone will fit inside that foam insert, and the lid of the box just about squeezes on. And so there you have it. That's what the Star S4 N9500 looks like being unboxed, and as you can tell, it looks very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S4, which this is aiming to be a clone of. So without any further ado, I'm going to give you some more close-ups of the handset itself. So on the bottom here, we've got the microphone and the USB socket. We've got the power button on the right hand side, as well as the little fingertip bit to open the back case. And on the top, we've got the 3.5mm headphone jack for plugging in a headphone. The back has got in pride of place this nice big 12.6 megapixel camera and flash. The Android logo is just where the Samsung logo normally would be, and the flash and camera layout is a bit closer to the S3 than the S4. The bottom there we've got the loudspeaker, and on the front everything is labelled here, so you can see the earpiece, the volume keys, the power key, the screen, the 3 soft keys, well the 2 soft keys and the home key, and also a little arrow pointing to that USB/charging port we looked at in the beginning. So all in all, it's laid out very, very similarly to the Samsung Galaxy S4. In fact, it's pretty hard to tell the difference just by looking at this handset. I mean, obviously there are a few minor differences in the way that the front cameras and sensors are laid out, and in the way that the back cameras are laid out and the flash is laid out. And of course it hasn't got the Samsung logo, but otherwise it's almost exactly the same. This has been Mobile Network Comparison. Thanks very much for watching, and please leave your comments and thumbs up below.